back in 1999, and we were the first conference school to put in turf. In fact, we were the first one in Minnesota to put it in, and in this style. And so we were ahead of the game. We built this facility back in '06, I believe it was, or '05, '06, and all of a sudden we have luxury suites. So we were again on top and in front of the conference. And it was kind of amazing because then all the other schools started looking at what we're doing as they would come here to play, whether it be soccer games or football games. And then they went back to their stadiums and went back to their people and started building new facilities. And today, over that amount of time, the stadiums around our league now have become just fantastic. And so now it's our time again to get back and lead the conference, not only in facilities but also in all of our sport teams. And to have that advantage again in recruiting, have the advantage in viewing process for our people locally.
We were kind of the first that did the press box, and of course I was in the league at that time, and Winona was the powerhouse at the time, and then they're going to build this big building, and we're all rolling our eyes thinking, how are we ever going to keep up? And everybody in the league has really stepped up their facilities, and it's gotten to the point now where we're kind of behind the times. So Augie came here and looked at our field and press box before they built their brand new stadium, and now 2 years ago when we were down there, I looked at what they did and what did they improve on the things that we had.
We just don't have that facility right now for any of our sports. And so from my perspective, from the recruiting, the winter workouts, and obviously game day is what everybody's after, that we can have a premier game day to raise our level of student athletes that we can recruit in here, and then of course gives us a better chance to go into postseason and so on.
Well, I think it's important to the university for a lot of reasons. First and foremost, our general student body population is going to benefit from something like this, from academics and intramurals, club sports, any kind of activities. Winona is kind of an outdoor town, and when the winter rolls around, we kind of shut down a little bit because people don't want to be outside. So if we had an indoor space like we're talking about in the field house, I see that getting constant use throughout the winter time with everybody, including then also our varsity sports teams.
The upgraded facility project has two parts, a renovated football stadium and an indoor athletic facility, which would use the space where Lowry Field currently sits, as well as the recently purchased property up to the Quick Trip on Sarnia Street. The focus right now is on the stadium portion.
Well, our goal with the stadium renovation campaign is $5 million. And so we really now are putting the tenants together to hopefully develop a campaign that will be extremely successful. So right now we're engaging former athletes, community members, community leaders to form our steering committee, which will really be instrumental in laying the foundation and groundwork to raise the dollars that are necessary for this campaign.
Right now we've started the fundraising process, and so as fast as that goes, as fast as we build, and we hope to get that done in the next couple of years. I don't know. Again, it all depends on the funding, but the plans are pretty set. Our mission is set, and what we want to do with the facility is all ready to go. So as soon as we can get the shovel in the ground per se, we'll have it up and running pretty fast.
While the entire project seems overwhelming at first, the administration understands that if some part doesn't get done, that's okay. They have focused their efforts on getting the parts they need first, despite some of the plans proposed by the hired architects.
They came up with a lot of ideas that were really awesome ideas, but they weren't going to work in Winona. Can you build a field house over the top of the railroad tracks? You can, but we can't afford that, so we're not going to do those kinds of things. And so we looked at a lot of things from a lot of different places to kind of tone it down to here's what we need, and then we go from there. Instead of the things that we want, let's build what we need, and let's give ourselves the opportunity to add to the things that we want maybe eventually down the road, so it can someday be a realistic goal that happens and gets accomplished.
I think the nice piece of our project is this doesn't put us as number one in the conference in regards to facilities or perhaps quality. I think it positions us where we should be. And being in that top 5 or 6 is where I think we feel good about. So it's not necessarily the Cadillac version, but I think from where we're at to date, we need to obviously make an improvement and make an investment in moving forward.
The proposed renovations and improvements would not only benefit the WSU Athletic Department, but the entire university and the Winona community as well.
From the football side of it, the stadium sells, and it sells to our recruits, it sells to fans, it sells to the community, and then once you have the facility built, I mean, all the other things you can do in it are unlimited. whether you have the indoor facility or just the football facility or all of it, it really changes the community piece. And that's what I'm excited about. Being a Winona guy now for over 30 years, I know that we have deficiencies in that area. We can bring more things to our campus, more things to our community, and all those things add up to a better experience for our entire town. We want to be an open door kind of a policy and get people here, because the more people we bring into our stadiums, into our field houses, into our gymnasiums, that's more people onto our campus. That is selling and recruitment to the normal student that just comes here, the non-athlete kid from Winona, or camps and clinics, and all those things keep bringing kids on our campus. So the more events we have, the better it is for our student enrollment, for our community, in our hotels, restaurants, and all those different things. So I think it's a win-win-win for everybody in our community.